If price breaks through the 61.8% retracement on the Euro USD, that's it. I will die.
I can't believe he's really gone. Dibs on his account, though.
Or what's left of it.
True.
I'm taking the Jeep, though.
That's fair.
Okay, guys, we're back for another video. I'm now coming at you from heaven. Literally, I've passed on, but still doing market analysis and happy to be back with you. Or am I in hell? I can't really tell. Anyways, we're here taking a look at the charts and sure feeling a little like hell after this euro dollar trade just decided to obliterate me in front of everyone on YouTube. Let's go over it. Let's talk about this trade and let's talk about forward thinking and enough of the jokes. Let's do some market analysis. Welcome back, everybody. If you're enjoying my content, we try and keep it fresh and fun for you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and let's go over this euro dollar trade that I took in my recent videos, and then we'll talk about some setups that I'm looking at for the remainder of this week, because I think that there's some good ones that are still actually setting up here. So euro dollar, I took my short trade. Things went well for me initially, continuing down, and then of course we found a bottom, and that bottom came in hard and it really flew right past the highs, took me out of my stop loss, and I took a loss in this trade. So of course it happens, and it's really frustrating when it does happen. But understanding that it's going to happen is important, because again, if you can't understand and accept that no matter how good your trade setup is, sometimes it's just not going to work out, it's going to be a tough road for you as a trader. So let's talk forward thinking. Is the euro dollar still a sell? Well, honestly, the technical perspective idea that I had looked really good. I really still stand by my idea to get short here. Price really worked out initially, just didn't follow through. And this was a sign for me to go ahead and back off this idea of being short bias on the euro. My idea was sell this area, should see a continuation of this trend. Didn't work out. We exploded higher. So now I am not actually looking to sell the euro again. If something else changes, if something sort of flips and we go bearish, then perhaps I look at it a little bit closer. But for now, this thing looks really strong, closing outside of resistance. The euro is going to be one that I avoid for the time being. However, let me show you one trade that I'm in. Here's a new trade. I picked up another attempt on the dollar here. Dollar yen. I picked this one up long this morning, and we're looking at a 4-hour chart perspective. I walked into the office this morning and decided to pick it up long after this rejection candle right here. So you can see price came back down into support, found a lot of buyers. Of course, in hindsight, I really had wished I caught that entry. It would have been amazing. But regardless, I still like the entry I got. I was able to pick this one up long, and so far we're doing okay. Maybe by the time this video comes out, it will have moved a lot from where it currently is. But I'm looking to see if we can get a push off of this zone here for dollar yen to the upside. And now let's go over this trade. Now, of course, long side bias due to the price chart looks really bullish, and also another contributing factor is you have the 10-year. This is the bond market. We don't talk about this often, but the bond market yields are flying today, guys. We are hitting highs for the last several months. Here's the 2-year government bonds yield, and you can see flying up to 4.88%. Now, why does this matter? Well, this has correlation to the dollar yen. In fact, historically speaking, these two assets tend to move very closely together. So we're seeing the 10-year, the 2-year, and the 30-year on the rise today, causing a little bit of a pushback on the dollar yen to the long side. I'm looking to capitalize on that and see if I can capture some upside there with my stop loss in place. I'm willing to take another risk on this to see if I can catch another dollar long idea. Now, on top of that, I want to go over something with you guys. The retail crowd here, when looking specifically at dollar yen, is very short bias. 63% of retail traders are betting that the dollar yen is going to decline. While that is an interesting fact, why does it matter? Well, if retail traders, if they're piled into selling something, it's unfortunately the case that oftentimes enough, that is a signal to potentially even get bullish, knowing that retail traders are on the wrong side of the trade most of the time, or a lot of the time. Often enough that it's a contributing factor and something to pay attention to. I want to show you something else here. We're now looking at smart money data, and this is showing us institutional positioning, the smart money tracker on the Edge Finder. We're taking a look at this, and you can see that if we go find the yen, you can see JPY right here. JPY is very heavily shorted by institutional traders, while the dollar is very heavily long biased by institutional traders, or these are positions that they have on the long side of the US dollar. So a bit of confluence there in terms of the Edge Finders data that I wanted to show you guys here. Part of the reason why I am currently long USD JPY with stop loss in place. Now, again, my goal here, this trade was shared inside of our Discord already. My goal is to see if we can get a break up to the highs. And if we can break out, I'll alert members that I'm looking to trail stops into profit or into at least break even, but not currently at a point to do that just yet. So I do like dollar yen. I chose between this one and dollar Swiss. Dollar Swiss also pulled back this morning. And I chose dollar yen due to the fact that the swap payments are higher on dollar yen. And also because the yen is incredibly weak, has a very, there's a strong positive correlation with that rising yield that I showed you. So I liked the yen a little bit better against the dollar. And so that's kind of where I'm at with that today. So dollar Swiss hitting this support level as well, probably a decent support zone and could lead to a rally back to the highs in my view. That seems like where it wants to go looking at dollar Swiss. We can also take a look at pound USD here, GBP USD on the 4-hour chart. And this one I really don't love. I know a lot of people have been asking me to cover the pound. The pound just looks kind of like a range-bound market to me right now. We found resistance up top at 1.2120, and you have support down here at 119.40. So really, until it decisively breaks one way or the other, whether it be to the downside or to the upside, the pound just doesn't look like it has a lot of conviction compared to things, like I said, like that dollar yen, which is trending clearly to the upside. And even if this trend cracks to the downside, right? If it cracks the other way, I'll just take a stop loss. But at least I know that the trend right now is directionally biased to the upside. So I'm looking to see if I can capitalize on that and ride that as much as I can. In terms of the watch list, I wanted to show you guys this. Dollar still on top. So dollar CAD buys. We also have dollar yen buys. And dollar Swiss buys. These are trades biased to the upside on the Edge Finder. And then we also have the flip side where we have things like gold on the sell side, right? Favoring the dollar over gold, sell gold by dollar kind of thing. Pound USD, Aussie AUD USD, Euro USD, lots of dollar bullishness, and even the indices kind of coming in as possible sells right now off of the Edge Finder. We could take a quick look just to see what the NASDAQ is up to, and you can see a lot of bearish momentum here. If you're watching NASDAQ right now, what I think NASDAQ sellers are looking for would be a break, right? And if you're a NAS bear, if you're looking to sell into this thing, we tested a level of support here this morning, 11,950. We'll watch to see if this thing can get a break below. If that can come into play, there may be something here for sellers to take advantage of, look for continuation sells, that sort of thing. That might be one to watch on your weekly watch list if you trade indices. Of course, same thing with the US 30. These things are pretty well correlated across the board. US 30 putting in a low here. And if this level does break, there could be some opportunities to just sell that and continue it, in my opinion. So you got a downward trend overall here. Here's a look at your moving averages and your RSI, just some simple stuff here. You know, I like to have my indicator scan just to keep an eye on, see what other traders may be looking at that do use indicators. We could go into a whole rant about how some people say, oh, indicators are useless. I don't think they're useless at all. Even though I'm predominantly a price action trader, indicators can still be very useful. Last up, I want to talk about this euro dollar here for a second. Euro dollar, like I said, it broke bullish, so I don't have anything immediate bias. But what would get me to try another attempt at the euro short? Well, it would be failure at support levels and something like this forming. If we start to see lower highs, then yeah, I might resume an attempt on selling the pound, the euro, and sort of just accept that maybe my entry just wasn't as good as I was hoping for and try again. But currently, we're putting in a new high. We've broken out of resistance. This one is no bueno, no interest for me on the long or short side. As bias we have on the Edge Finder is short, but technicals looking kind of bullish right now. So guys, remember, if you want access to the Edge Finder, we have a free version now available. The link for that will be down below in the description. If you want to try out our data, tons of stuff was available for free on the free version. You can get access to retail positioning, see what retail traders are buying and selling. You get access to the economic news tab, the market heat map, all sorts of good stuff. The score chart is available on the free one. So many different things. So make sure to check that out down below in the description. And thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you back in the next video. Catch you later.
Dibs on his account.
It's fine. What's left of it.
True.
I'm taking the Jeep. Alright, don't laugh this time.
I'm not gonna laugh.
I can't believe he's gone.
I know.
I gotta put some bloopers in here.